I'll admit it. I will eat my neighbors. I'm not letting my kids die. I'm just going to be honest. My superpower is being honest. I've extrapolated this out, and I won't have to for a few years since I got food and stuff. But I'm literally looking at my neighbors now and going, I'm ready to hang them up and gut them and skin them and chop them up. And you know what? I'm ready. My daughters aren't starving to death. I'll eat my neighbors. See, my superpower is being honest. I'll eat your ass. I will. I'm combat model, optimum self-sufficiency, probably the leader. The point is have you thought about that yet? Because I'm somebody that thought I could fix this, and I'm starting to think about having to eat my neighbors. You think I like sizing up my neighbor, how I'm going to haul him up by a chain and chop his ass up? I'll do it. My children aren't going hungry. I will eat your ass. And that's why I want the globalists to know. I will eat your ass first.
Globalists. Alex Jones gets down like that. He wants to eat your ass. Oh, those poor neighbors, their poor property values. They just went down significantly. It's like they basically had some sort of oil spill in their backyard. That's what Alex Jones is, figuratively. Man, look, I miss those Alex Jones clips. It really doesn't get more comedic than that, but just genuinely brighten my day. But like, look at what he's doing. So he is irrelevant at this point. He's been kicked off of all of the major platforms, and so he's trying so desperately to cling on to these, Trump fan protests, reopen the government protests, which would have been his bread and butter a few years ago until he's faded into irrelevancy, which is where he should be. But a reminder that in 2016, Alex Jones was a fairly prominent figure in Republican far-right media. By 2016, Alex Jones was the head of an independent broadcasting empire that streamed directly to fans via every conceivable online media. He said he had the ear of Donald Trump and interviewed him on his show. As mass shootings mounted in America, Jones would use his platform to tell his audience that it hadn't happened and the dead and wounded were crisis actors. Jones encouraged his audience to harass the parents of shooting victims. He accused yogurt manufacturer Chobani of importing migrant rapists. By the summer of 2018, the major internet platforms were tired of doing business with Jones. On August 6th, Facebook, Apple, YouTube, and Spotify had removed Jones's InfoWars content from their sites. It's inconceivable that they had them on there to begin with. After being deplatformed by Twitter and Facebook after a series of videos in which he questioned whether mass shootings actually happened, Jones faded into irrelevancy. Now, many people only pay attention to Jones when he's arrested for drunk driving, which has happened, or screams about eating his neighbors. As it should be. He's a clown and should not be taken seriously in any legitimate society. Obviously, that should go without saying, but the reason he was so attractive to some people and why far-right conspiracy theories are so attractive, or just take anti-vaxxer conspiracy theories, for example, it's because it all begins at a kernel of truth. Let's just take anti-vaxxing, for example. That begins with a mistrust of big pharma, big medicine, putting things in your body where you don't know where they come from. And that's because big pharma shouldn't be trusted. But then they take it to that extreme where it doesn't make any sense. And it's really harmful for everyone who comes into contact with your kids who aren't vaccinated. But the reason it's so hard to root out is because that kernel is so strong. And it makes so much sense to people that big pharma shouldn't be trusted. Same with what Alex talked about, with the deep state and the government being out to get you, all those things. It's largely true. You shouldn't trust the CIA. You shouldn't trust big government institutions. But the conclusions that he reached were extremely destructive. They were hilarious if it's, water turning the frogs gay. But, he was selling all of these expensive products to gullible people who thought it would cure their medical ailments, for example. But what happened with the Sandy Hook parents is one of the grossest things I've ever seen in my life. How he encouraged harassment of parents whose children were slaughtered at Sandy Hook. So this is what he's here for, what he should be here for, is a sideshow to laugh at. But a reminder that the contingent that he spoke to is still there, and they're just on different corners of the web right now, and there's going to be another guy that sprouts up that's very similar to him, and we have to know how to combat it when that happens.